All right, man. Young Isaiah, tell me about it, man. Before we roll into the basketball talk, I believe in family. You know what I mean? I can tell, you got at least 2 or 3 brothers that I done met, man. Talk about your family life. How many of y'all is it in terms of siblings?
4.
4 y'all?
4. Counting me as 5.
Where do you fall on that? You oldest? You the second?
I'm the oldest out of my brothers. I got 2 older sisters.
2 older sisters?
Yes, sir.
Man, how was that growing up with all of that going on in the one crib at one time?
I mean, it wasn't difficult, It was just, I'm kind of like in the middle. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like, I had responsibilities.
I feel it.
I had like carry more.
I feel it. Were you in one of them situations where your little brothers kind of like looked up to every move you made and tried to do everything you do?
Yes, they still do.
They still do?
To this day.
Man, I can relate to that because I'm an older brother. I got one younger brother. He's 2 years behind me. And like, we grown now, so he got a mind of his own. But when we were kids, like, I would notice, I would say something or do something, and this dude is right on my heels doing the same thing, but it would annoy me. Like, did it ever get on your nerves, or how did you deal with it?
It got on my nerves because, like, why are they trying to copy me? Like, why are you trying to do this? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but then, like, now I think about it, now I'm a little bit older, and I realize, like, I'm the oldest.
It's a natural thing. Now, they play sports like you do too, right?
Yes.
How are you about that? Do you just kind of let them do their thing, or whenever they come back home, you kind of got some pointers for them and
I got
some game?
Yeah, I got some pointers for them, but I kind of let them do their thing kind of at the same time.
Do they respond to it, or do they try to fight with you whenever?
Try to respond to it. They respond to it. Sometimes it all depends. They kind of get a little moody. It all depends kind of game they having.
I feel that. Are you able to tell, like, all right, I probably need to fall back on this one, or are you like, man, forget that, I'm gonna let you know straight up?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back.
That's your personality.
That's me.
What about your sisters though? Are they protective over their little brothers?
Oh yes, yeah.
Man, how was that? Since you were the first boy, so for the longest you were the baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Do you even remember those days whenever you were the only boy and the baby, and they were all over you probably?
Kinda, somewhat. A little bit.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Now we gotta talk about moms, man, because your mom, man, she's super dope lady. Always in good spirits. She shows up, same mood all the time, man. What are those car rides home after a game? What they sound like whenever you had a good game or whether you had a bad game?
When I have a bad game, she in my ear about it, nonstop. When I have a good game, she still be in my ear, but she be like, congratulating me and stuff.
That's what I'm talking
telling me all the good stuff I done
in
the games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and then you got Coach Albert, David Albert. She's pretty much like a relative of yours, or y'all related for real?
No, she's like a relative of mine.
I love it, man, and she protective over you too, man.
She is.
Talk about that relationship. Like, how far back do you and David go?
We go far back since I was little. I heard my mom been best friends since. I don't know. Like, they've been to school together, so you know how that go.
Yeah, I do. Now, when you got people pretty much in your corner, like real close to you, and they're able to track pretty much your every move, so you don't really have no room to make no mistakes at school. Like, do you find yourself like being a little tighter when you at school? Like, man, I gotta be cool, or is it not that much pressure at all?
It's not that much pressure. I don't really be getting into nothing like that for them to even think of that.
I feel that.
Get outside my circle,
Yeah, and now we talk about school, even though, at this point, I know you do it because you have to, but I know it's some bright spots, though. Like, if you had to say which subject was your favorite one, or if favorite ain't the word, let's say the subject you're the strongest in, which one would you say it is?
I'd say English.
Me too, man.
My worst subject is math.
Right
here. My goodness.
See, we the same. We the same, man. I got a theory. I think you're either good at one or the other. Like, very few are good at both.
Both.
You know what I mean?
I don't math. That ain't for me.
Nah, don't mix well.
Don't.
Now, from the teacher standpoint, sometimes athletes we got this reputation, whether it's fair or whether it's not. It's like a lot of people get to thinking that the athletes think that they don't have to follow all the rules just because they play ball or whatever. Yeah. And some teachers will kind of, make life difficult for you on that tip. Can you think of a situation where you had a teacher just making it rough on you? I mean, just wouldn't let you breathe. You don't have to say their names. I don't want you to get in trouble. But can you think of a situation where that happened? Even though I know everybody love Isaiah. You know what I'm saying?
Can I think of a situation? I don't think I had a situation that.
All right.
Come upon that.
On the flip side, though, your favorite teacher, Can you think of one that had the biggest impact on you up to this point?
This is my freshman year.
You're a senior now, dog. You've been in
I've
school
been
for 12
yeah.
years. 12 years. Boy.
Oh,
All of them pretty much right here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this boy Isaiah,
Yeah.
man, he know how to do it. He know how to answer the questions. He's a smart guy.
hey, but now Mr. Crawford, yeah, he
Oh yeah,
he
that's
be
the English
speaking real.
teacher.
Yeah, he be speaking real.
I just met that cat back in August when we first got started, and I could just tell by his spirit. You know,
Yeah.
he's a real one.
He is.
You know what I mean? Real passionate about what he does.
And Coach Frank too.
Oh yeah, Coach Franklin.
Yeah,
Teaching math too.
Teaching math too.
A subject that you don't love,
He
but
still be pushing me, but
that's what's up,
you
man.
know.
That's tough. Never forget that. Now we got to talk about sports. Like, when did you first start playing organized ball? And it doesn't just have to be basketball. It could have been football. It could have been whatever you started playing first. Can you remember?
Since I was 4, I want to say.
4. Was it basketball?
Basketball, yeah.
Man.
I've been playing football too since I was 4 too. I think I want to say for the Rockets.
Dang. All
Little
right.
league, you know.
Was you nice out there?
Football,
Yeah.
I was all right.
You all right?
I was all right. I was always the tallest one, so.
Man. So could you catch? That's the question. Did you have some hands?
Nah.
That was the problem?
That was the problem.
I feel that. So, like, how did you find it? Who put the ball in your hands? Was it just one of them situations where you had one of your family members just try to like force it on you, or did you find it on your own?
I think it was my mama that kind of forced it. She didn't kind of force on me, but you know, she just always, whenever she have a basketball, she always like let me play with it. You know.
For real?
Yeah.
Did you grow up? Were you an outside kind of kid? Like you always outside in the mix,
Yes.
running around?
Yes.
That's what's
Yeah,
up,
that
man.
was one of those. I was one of those.
That's what I'm talking about. How were the neighborhoods during that time? And the reason why I ask is because, like, sometimes I'm driving my car, no matter where I'm at, I catch myself going through like residential areas, and I'm used to having to slow down because a bunch of kids in the street, you know, doing whatever they do. But nowadays, it's like maybe other people can tell you differently, but for me, it's like ain't nobody really out here in the streets no more. What's going on, man? Did you have a community of kids you used to kick it with back then?
Yes, they all graduated now. They used to go to Millwood. Matter of fact.
Oh yeah, drop me some names, man. Since they must be older than you then.
Yeah, they older than me.
Okay.
Like Arion, Quaylen, DeAndre. He graduated 2 years ago.
Right.
It was a few other kids I didn't like. I kind of fell off with,
I feel it.
but it was pretty. We always just go over to Arion's house playing football. We didn't even have football. We played with a basketball, throwing it like it was a football.
That's creative though.
Yeah,
Let me guess, y'all were tackling like a mug.
we was.
Oh yeah,
we was
taking them licks.
We was.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Now, when it comes to organized sports, when you first were on a team with a coach, you got your with a jersey and shorts and all of that. What you remember? How old you were, or what grade it was? Your first real team you were a part of? I mean, you said Rockets, but I think that was football.
That was football. Basketball, I want to say I was 7, I want to say.
All right.
7.
That ain't a bad age. 'Cause 7 is what? That's about first grade, maybe
grade.
second.
Yeah.
Now, because you're a talented kid right now. You know what I mean? You got a nice game on you for real. You got a lot of stuff you can do. Not very many things that you can't do well. But did you start off being good, or did you have a slow start?
I had a slow start.
Man.
I had a slow start.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me, what was your game like in the beginning?
It was horrible.
It was
horrible.
That's strong, man.
I didn't really know. Like, I didn't know the game at all. Like, I was just out there just to be out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew how to rebound, you know, and put it back in the hoop. But
Right.
otherwise, like dribbling, posting, I really didn't even know how to posting up. Just like pivoting, all little things. It was just that.
I feel it.
It didn't work out for me.
Yeah, it's
I
all
just
good.
kept.
We all got to start somewhere, though.
Yeah.
Now, how about shooting? That's the one thing you didn't say.
I didn't even shoot.
You didn't have a shot on you?
I had
either?
a shot on me.
But so, you were one of the tallest, though.
I was.
Okay, so of course they're gonna say, "Get big fella, get down there by the bucket, get them rebounds, get put back."
Yes.
Can you remember when your game started to change? When you started to add certain things to your bag? Like, okay, now my handle is tight. Now I can shoot it. You remember?
It all started in 5th grade. When I got to 5th grade, that's
Yeah.
when it was a school ball. It was school ball, and like all them games at Santa Fe, like that's when I that's when I knew like I got way better than what I was. Now that I realize it now, like
That's what's up.
it all started 5th grade.
Started clicking for you.
Started clicking for me.
Now, what was it? Was it somebody's influence that kind of made you believe in yourself, or did you just start experimenting in the game, just like let me see if I can do this, and then pull it off?
It was like kind of back then, like when I didn't play, like when I didn't know how to play, I had like coaches like Coach Reggie, Coach Steve, coaches like them. They all like worked on me, so it kind of changed when I got to 5th grade. Yeah,
I feel
carried
it.
over.
Now, what about the middle school days? Because I know certain districts, middle school begins in 7th grade, in the 7th and 8th, as opposed to 6th, 7th, and 8th. Was it 6th, 7th, and 8th for you?
6th, yes.
How was the middle school experience playing ball? I mean, you were playing for Coach Jimmy at that time, right?
Yep.
Man, how was that, man?
It was pretty cool. It was fun. Matter of fact, we won championships.
All 3 years?
No, we won. No, I take that back. 6th grade, it was only 6th grade.
Okay.
7th grade, then we won the championship. 8th grade, we lost.
Lost. Dang it. Now, some of those guys you played ball with, are they still around now on the team at Millwood?
Yeah.
I know some of them probably fell off.
Yeah, some fell off, but one of them is on the team still.
Who that won?
Harold.
Harold Bagby.
SB.
Yeah, the silent assassin.
Silent assassin.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And with you having a teammate like that, right? And obviously he's super laid back. You're laid back too, but he's way quieter than you. When you're one of the better players on your team, it kind of like forces you in a leadership role,
yes,
whether you want it or not. And so I would say that sort of fits your description. Like, how do you manage that role, even though your personality is not the rah-rah guy? Like, how do you rally your troops and keep them on track?
I just tell them, like, gather them all together. I don't talk a lot either. Like,
right.
I don't talk a lot like that, but like when it comes down to it, I'm gonna have to, I gotta be the bigger person.
True that.
Some way.
And for those, listening and watching and don't know, like I'm on the staff here at Millwood, so I coach this kid every day. And you don't have a lot to say, but whenever you do say something, like you got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And I would say for the most part, you use your influence for the right stuff. You know what I mean? Now, talking about teammates, like up to this point, let's say from your little league years all the way through middle school, all the way through high school, even AAU, if you had to pick a favorite teammate, who would it be, man? I know that's a tough spot to be in. You know what I'm saying? And let me help you though. Like, I'm not saying that this guy don't have to be the best player, but you're just your favorite dude to be around.
I'm gonna have to. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, man. You don't even have to be one. You know what I mean? You can throw a few out there. I know you done played with some cats.
I might throw a few. I'm gonna throw a few.
All right.
One HB, Harold Bagby, Evan.
Yeah,
Evan for sure.
I kind of wish he would have played this year.
Yeah.
But he's doing this thing on the field, getting them offers rolling in.
Yep, and Miles. I'm gonna say Miles.
Oh, Miles Jeffries. That's what it do, man.
That's what it is.
Now, what about coaches? If you could think back to a favorite coach that you've had, or a coach that had the most influence on you at this point in your career, who could you point to? And again, you don't have to limit it to just one.
Like as far as Little League too?
Oh yeah, from bottom all the way to the top.
I'm gonna have to go with Coach Reggie.
All right.
Coach Steve. Coach Phillips.
Oh, Jimmy Phil.
Hey, Coach Spears coached me too.
I did not know that.
5th grade.
Fifth grade.
She coached me 5th
the
grade.
legendary.
The legendary.
I still haven't gotten to meet her, but I'm gonna make that happen, man.
Her and Coach Jeffries.
Coach Jeffries. All right. Now, see, when Coach Jeffries took over, or when he came to the program, that was your first year in high school, right?
It was.
Did y'all click immediately, or did it take a minute for y'all to build a relationship?
I mean, you could say it clicked immediately.
Oh, yeah?
It clicked immediately.
It's one of them types of deals.
It was one of those.
All right. Now, would you consider yourself, and I'm going to be honest, because you kind of grew on me, because over the summer, I was like, man, me and Jeff would talk after the summer was over. I was like, man, I don't know about this Isaiah kid. I think he's going to be high maintenance. But, one thing I can give you credit for is that I've seen you get chewed out, you know what I mean, and get challenged. And don't nobody like the feeling of it, but you always, respond to it in doing. You never really just blast back and just get mad. Like, what do you prefer? Like, how do you prefer to be communicated with by a coach? Or do you think you need somebody to get up in you, or just tell it to you one way?
It's gonna be one of them days where coach is gonna have to get up in you.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to take it,
I feel it.
Respond to it better.
I feel it. But now we got to kick some AAU stuff. Who do you run with, or who have you run with the majority of your AAU years?
Last year was PWP.
Yeah.
And the year before that, it was Pro skills.
Pro skills. What was the takeaway from both of those experiences, man? What were both of those like? I only played for one team during my whole run, so I only got one experience to think of. You say you got two.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Pro skills, it was a good experience. We traveled a lot.
There you go.
We traveled a lot.
That was summer going into your junior year?
Junior year, yeah.
All right.
PWP that was a blast. I had a blast with them.
That's what I'm talking about. What are some of the names? Do some name dropping, man. Who all did you get to run with on that squad?
Bryce,
Yeah.
Trey Phillips.
For real.
Devon.
True that.
Jalen. Brock. Donovan. It was
some quality names right there.
Yeah. We all got along too. It was one of those like family.
Never one of those. It never got smoky.
It never got smoky at all.
Good. Now let me ask you this on some basketball type stuff, because like when you got big time talented players out there all at once, folks got to do some sacrificing. Yeah. Like obviously everybody's touches is not going to be the same as they are when they're at school ball. How were you able to? What was your role? I guess that's a better question. Like what were you responsible for?
My role was to bring energy to that team.
Oh yeah.
Hit some shots whenever.
Oh yeah.
It was my time.
Good deal. So you never were like, dang man, I need to rock, man.
It
was one of those situations.
I mean, somewhat, but like, I kind of got used to it,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's say back in school ball, you got a bigger role. Okay. We got you and we got we got maybe one or two other guys that have varsity experience from last year or from, previous years. Man, how was it in the early part of the season? Because we struggled, man. We took some lumps. Of course, we playing against some top-notch competition, which is what you want. But how do you handle yourself, right, and still bring along these other guys who don't necessarily have, all of the experience that you have? You know what I mean? I know that's rough, but how you been able to keep your mind from snapping on people? At least I ain't seen it. Maybe you snap on them in the dressing room. I don't know.
Sometimes I'm gonna have to just tell them straight up, like tell them what it is and how it's gonna be.
Right.
Kinda, But sometimes you just gotta tell them. You just gotta tell them like how it's gonna be and how it is.
You gotta shoot straight with them.
Straight with them.
Would you say your teammates most of them pretty good about responding to it without getting in their feelings?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, I got to ask you, what drives you, though? Because usually when you see a talented kid, usually you get one out of the two. You get the talented kid that doesn't work hard at all. You know what I mean? And then over here, you get the kid who's not very good, but they work their butts off. Like, you happen to be a talented kid who works pretty hard. Like, what's your motivation, man?
My family motivates me. They motivate me the most. My parents, my brothers, my sisters, they all motivate me, tell me.
That's what it do. And you got aspirations of going and playing college ball. I know that.
Yes.
Man. And so you got letters coming in, offers rolling in, and all of that. How are you able to still stay focused and not get the big head, and get the feeling yourself? Like how you keep it together?
Like that's what my mom always tell me. Like to stay focused. Coaches tell me that too. Like stay focused and everything will fall in place. Just don't, keep myself humble.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
I like that. Now, we got to go back to coaches. If you can think about it, what was like the worst chewing that you ever got? Like you like, ooh, coach got on me bad. Like, dang, can you think of one where it was the worst? Not just Jeffries, neither. Because he had a moment.
Yeah. I can't really think who chewed me when I was little.
Right.
Nah, Coach Spears chewed me.
Coach Spears got on you?
She got on me. She got on me.
What did it embarrass you, or was it like, man, I'm alright, it's all good?
It embarrassed me.
Did
she loud, so everybody gonna hear it.
Everybody stopped.
Everybody stopped, and I'm just looking like, oh, pros.
Now, here's the key though. But did she keep you in the game, or did she take you out? Right?
She kept me in the game.
See, there you go. A lot of players can't get past that. Like, yeah, man, all right, he hollered, but did you get subbed out? Okay, you straight then.
Straight.
Now, what was your best moment, your best experience on the court, if you could think of one? Like your highest moment in your career? Like maybe it was a dunk for the first time, or maybe you hit a game winner.
What was it? I hit a couple game winners.
My bad. Let me not sell the brother short.
I don't really. I'm gonna have to say my first dunk.
First dunk?
First dunk.
How old were you then? Or what grade?
It was last year.
That was your first in-game dunk?
Yeah, in game.
High school or AAU?
High school.
All right.
High school.
Now, did y'all win the game? That's the question.
We won the game. It was against Douglas.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I know that meant a little something different too.
Yeah, it meant a lot.
Speaking of big moments, about a week ago, you scored your 1,000th career point in high school, man. And of course, we were kind of planning. Me and Coach Jeffries, he came to me and was like, "Yeah, man, Isaiah, he's about to, he's gonna get that. He's gonna get his 1,000 point next game. We got to do something special for him." Did you know that something was planned?
I didn't know. I didn't even know.
Didn't know anything.
I didn't know anything.
Right. So how was that feeling when whenever everything stopped after you scored that bucket, everybody in the gym turned their eyes and their focus on you. Your mom was super happy. She came out there jumping around. So you taking pictures and you don't seem like one that likes the limelight too much. Yeah. How was that moment right there?
I was honored. That was a big moment for me.
Yeah. Now don't bounce that ball, dog, that everybody signed.
Yeah.
Frame it.
Frame it.
You know what I'm saying?
In the glass.
Glad. Points. We're gonna stay in that area. Your career high. You know what I mean? The highest amount of points you've ever scored in a game. Do you know?
35.
35.
It was 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Tom Marshall.
That's what made me ask that question, because I was like, I'm not even really caught up on numbers and stuff like that, but I got to, Coach Jeff showed me the book and said, "Man, boy, Isaiah had 35. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what made me think, I wonder what's the highest amount of points you done scored in the game. Now, are you one of them when you in the game, you counting your buckets?
Nah. I don't even be thinking about the points. I don't be knowing how many points I be having till somebody tell me afterwards.
Beautiful thing. Now, on the other end of the floor, because I think most quote-unquote best players, I would love for the best to guard the best. Now defensively, do you mind matching up with the best scorer on the other team?
No, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I don't mind at all.
Good deal.
I don't mind at all.
I know. Sometimes we be trying to save you because, we're trying to keep you out of foul trouble. Yeah. But he's like, man, listen, at some point in every game, I think you got to go lock horns with that other guy.
Yes.
You take pride in that?
Yeah, I take pride in that.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Now, favorite player, all right? Who is your favorite basketball player growing up, or your favorite player today? Somebody that you look at and you go, yeah, that's my dude right there.
Durant.
Kevin Durant, huh?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah? What draws you to him? You know what I mean? What similarities do you think you got in your game to his?
I mean, I think I'm, as far as, built-wise.
Oh, you body built?
Yeah. And,
long and lanky.
Long and lanky, yes. I think he can, score whenever he wants to. I think I got that type of ability.
I feel it. I would say that too. I give you that. That leads me to my next question. It's like adding to your game. Because I always think, you got levels to it. So as good as you are now, there's always another level. So what would you say, based on your own opinion, that you would like to add to your game next? Not necessarily something that's missing, but something you could improve on.
I think I improve on my shot off the dribble.
Oh, yeah, going either direction?
Either direction, yes.
You know what? That's a good point. Cause very rarely do you pull up, man.
Yeah, I think
my man either shooting a three, he getting all the way to the cup.
Yeah, I think I need to add that to the mix.
I feel that. Game day routine. All right. I talk about it all the time to you guys when we're in the dressing room or whatever. But everybody's routine looks different. Like some people gotta go eat a meal and then they gotta take a nap. Some people, like Kobe, he won't eat. I don't understand that. But then some people, they gotta go drop a deuce before the game. And then most of you got your playlist together. Like, what's your routine on a game day from the beginning of the day when you get up all the way until it's game time?
When I get up, I go to school, eat breakfast.
Eat breakfast.
Eat breakfast. Go through school. After school, I wait. I have my earphones in, listen to music.
Right.
And just put the music that motivate, like JD Young, I'm a big fan of him.
There you go. Matter of fact, you always the one that's telling me, hey, this is what we're coming out to tonight. Go tell the DJ play this. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know half of these cats, but we're gonna let it ride.
I listen to music that motivate me.
I feel it.
Get me in that type of mode.
Do you have go-to artists, or it's just like whatever mood you're in that day?
I got to go to artists.
Yeah, straight up.
Artists.
Like it's this time. Boom. I feel it. All right. Now outside of basketball, what are some of your hobbies? Like some of the stuff that Isaiah Williams likes to do that people might not know just by looking at you.
I like to eat a lot.
All right.
I like to watch movies too.
For real?
Yeah, I like to watch movies.
Okay. Eat movies, that's what's up.
Video games at that. Video games.
Got you. I'm a movie guy myself. What's your favorite movie? Do you have one?
I don't even have no favorite movie.
Oh yeah.
I like a lot of scary movies though.
Scary movies.
Scary movies.
You know what I mean? Can you watch them by yourself with the lights off?
Yeah.
All right. I feel that. Now, when it comes to the meals, because me and you, we always talk about food. Every time we see each other, like, what you eat last night? And if I had to say a favorite meal of mine, I would say, I gotta have my fried chicken, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have my sweet potatoes or my yams, whichever word you want to use. Oh, I gotta have my greens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have my cornbread. What's your favorite meal? All right, that mom gets down on, if you can name one.
The ribs.
Right.
The potato salad.
For sure.
Potato salad. And mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and add the mac and cheese
Mac
to
and
my
cheese.
list. I left that out. Now, homecoming king. All right, we just had homecoming 2 nights ago. We played against John Marshall. It was a good game. We beat them, but you ended up getting crowned as homecoming king earlier that day. Talk about that honor, man. What does that mean to you? Does it mean anything to you? How'd you feel?
It means a lot to me because it's my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going out as homecoming king. That's not too many people can say that.
True that. All right. I'd say you represented well because we went on out there, we won the game, and that's ultimately what matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got to talk about. I thought about this as I was driving over here, man, because I'm pretty sure you hear a lot of things from a lot of people. A lot of people want to give you some words of encouragement or words of wisdom, advice, blah blah blah. What would you say was the worst bit of advice you ever got? And that could have came from one of your partners, like somebody your age, or if it was somebody grown that gave you something you thought was gonna work, and it was like, yo, this was the worst, man.
The worst advice I have got.
And you already know I'm gonna ask you about the best. Yeah, we can flip it.
I can't even think.
Can't even think about it?
Even think.
On the flip side, the best advice. You know what I mean? Somebody gave you some words that you could use and you tried it and it worked. Can you think of something?
That my time is gonna come. Like I just gotta wait for it.
That's what's up, man. That's simple, but it works.
It works, yeah.
It works. Like, you just gotta wait your turn.
Just wait my turn. Like my time coming.
And keep working. Now here's the last question. You know what I mean? Because it's a Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna turn each other loose and go do our thing. This is the last question. It's my favorite one. I always ask people this, man. I call it all due disrespect. Okay. Yeah. So what that means is, you done played a lot of ball. You've competed against a lot of guys and a lot of teams, a lot of coaches. You don't win them all. So if you could go back to one game where you played against a team that you just know your team was better, or you went head to head with a player and you knew you were the better guy, but they got the best of you that night. And so if you could go back and do that over, which one would that be?
I'm gonna have to go against Heritage Hall.
Heritage Hall. Okay. So you feel like we may have had the better team on one of them nights?
Yes.
But which year though? Because y'all played them.
We last year.
When you were a junior?
When I was a junior.
Oh man, where was it? Home or away?
We played them both. We played them home and then played them away first, and then we played them home. But I think both.
How did those games go? Like, did they smack y'all or
the first game? They got to us. The second game it was close. We went into overtime, and we just ended up giving it away.
I feel it. Well, brother, we came to the end, man. I appreciate you spending time on a Sunday, Chief.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You take care of yourself. We're gonna get back to practice on Monday, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We out.